I think for Genesys, the big thing that we're bringing this year is the ability to report on an entire customer journey. So in the past, when a customer calls a bank, we can report on that call. We know when they called, we know what they called about, we know how long we spent answering their call. So we have information about that call. But when you apply for an account at a bank, for example, it's much more than just a call. So you might start on the web looking to see, what accounts are available, what account might be relevant for you. You could potentially chat with the bank on the web. You might then go into the branch, sign some forms. You might then call up the call centre to get more information. And in the past, it's been very hard for an organisation to map that whole journey from start to finish. Start on the web, go to chat, go to the branch, go to the call centre. And so what Genesys is bringing this year is what we call journey analytics. So it's a means of getting all of those different interactions and linking them together to form a journey, and then being able to report on that journey. That's kind of our big thing for this year. I think what is different about some of the Southeast Asian countries, when you look at Southeast Asia and you compare it with countries like the US or with Australia, is the cost of people in Vietnam is very cheap compared with the cost of people in Australia or the cost of people in the US. So when organisations are looking at how to spend their budget, one of the things they look at is what return on investment will I get if I spend money on an IT system? How am I going to get that money back? Now, often in the West, you spend money on IT and you get your money back because the IT starts to do the job of some of the people, and the people are very expensive. But when the people aren't very expensive, then your return on investment is not so clear, because if you can deploy a technology in your contact centre in Australia, and that technology means that you can have 50 less people, that's a lot of money. But it's not so much money here, and in fact the cost of the technology in Australia and the cost of the technology here is pretty much the same. So it's a lot to do with the cost of the technology compared with the cost of everything else, not so much the cost of the technology itself. Technology, especially from the US, is more expensive here than it is, only because it's compared with the cost of all the other things that are less expensive. The cost is pretty much the same. Certainly from a Genesys perspective, it costs you, we do have differential pricing by country, but pretty much, to deploy a 100-seat call centre in Australia will cost you slightly less in Vietnam, but the difference isn't that great. I think it's very clear that mobile banking is going to see huge growth, not just in Vietnam but everywhere. All of the people that I speak to in banks who have started to deploy mobile apps will tell you that it's the best thing that they've ever done for the bank. So mobile banking is definitely going to grow. And the issue for banks in Vietnam is if they don't provide mobile banking, somebody else is going to provide it. So all of those things that some of the speakers have talked about today, internet companies who get banking licenses. I mean, I don't know if you know, Facebook has a banking license, Twitter has a banking license, Alibaba has a banking license. All of those organisations are able to provide banking services, and they can do it through people's smartphones. So if banks don't embrace mobile banking, their business is going to start to be eaten up by people like Alibaba and people like Facebook, who are very, very aggressive and have have household names now. Everyone knows Facebook. Facebook is a trusted brand. So if Facebook can suddenly provide you with the facility to transfer money or make payments, why not?